July 22nd, 2018, the sound of gunfire pierces through a warm summer's night in Toronto. A stampede of terror shoots through the streets. 8 friends out to celebrate a birthday are standing right about here on the Danforth. They're out enjoying some ice cream when their lives are changed forever. And now their families are demanding change that could trigger reform to how guns are manufactured and eventually sold right here in Canada.
Is it from that car?
We have our daughter screaming on the phone, somebody's trying to kill us or shooting at us on the Danforth.
Patrick McLeod had just retired after more than 30 years with Toronto Police when he received that horrifying phone call from his daughter, Sky. He rushed to the scene and found her and 5 others huddled in a restaurant washroom.
Immediately I was asking about Reese, because Reese lives right across the street from us. One of the officers that was standing there with me, he asked for a description of her. He pulls me aside and says, you know, we have a girl outside that's not made it and fits that description. So he took me to see her, and I was just dumbfounded. It was just the most shocking thing I've seen.
Sky was standing right beside her close friend Reese Fallon when the bullets began to fly. Reese never made it. Another friend, Samantha Price, was also shot. Her father, Ken, as well as Patrick and others, have filed a class action lawsuit against American gun manufacturer Smith Wesson. The families claim the gun company failed to incorporate certain safety features into the design of the handgun that could have prevented the deadly shooting.
I know that I can't use my smartphone in my business unless I have 2 factors of authentication. That's just for data. I'm not talking about a device in this case that can kill somebody, for crying out loud.
The lawsuit is centered around an agreement Smith & Wesson signed with the Clinton administration in 2000. They committed to adopting smart gun technology, so only the person who purchased the gun could fire the weapon. Though no such technology has ever been rolled out. The gun used in the Danforth shooting was stolen from a gun shop in Saskatchewan in 2016. How it ended up in the shooter's possession is still unknown.
People that are walking on the streets having an ice cream at night should be able to walk the streets without fear of some bad guy having a gun he's stolen from somebody.
You're a gun owner yourself. Would you be against having a safety mechanism like a fingerprint ID like we have in our smartphone, let's say, put on one of your personal guns?
No, but the problem is that it has to work. So, I'm a bird hunter, and when I need my shotgun to go bang, it has to go bang.
A.J. Somerset is the author of the book Arms, the Culture, and Credo of the Gun. It looks at gun culture in the U.S., and he says it's that culture that has stopped any type of smart trigger technology from coming to the marketplace.
It's really difficult for firearms makers to do this because, again, there's a cultural problem, a separate cultural problem in the United States where there's vehement resistance to any kind of change that is perceived as being intended to limit your gun rights.
Stay off the road.
Well, the families involved in the lawsuit are quick to point out that this is Canada, not the U.S.
We're not clinging to some kind of amendment to a constitution written 200 years ago that we have to hang on to. We make different decisions in Canada.
One class action lawsuit lawyer we spoke with today says he believes the families may have a case and they could push for reform. Now, Smith & Wesson says they won't comment on a case and any pending litigation. It's also important to note that none of the allegations in the suit have been proven in court.